Good afternoon. Now, throughout recent history, the one animal has always been by man's side. He's watched our children, helped raise our families, guarded our livelihood, tended to our livestock, and been a companion when we needed him. He's even fought in wars alongside of us. And that animal is a dog. Same dog that you have in your house. Now, almost all American households actually have a dog at home. A large percentage of us actually call them our friends and companions. In fact, dog training can be relatively simple. Ms. Krista M. Alpi of the Sherman Library Journal in 2008 talked about the human interaction between dog and animal. Our bond is a close connection between people and their pets, forged by positive interaction, and it's important for us. Now, unstoppable canine behaviors such as a dog jumping, biting, ruining property can actually bring along legal repercussions. Now, those repercussions also cause stress on its owner. Now, our most important thing that we have to look at here is we have to train our dogs. I know a little bit about dog training. I was a military working dog handler for 8 years. And besides that, I spent the majority of my life around dogs, whether it was a hunting dog or just a companion. Now, there are three main important and equally important points that we have to look at when we're training a dog. All right. Now, like I said, dogs have been around for a long period of time. Our bond has been important. Now, there's a variety of tasks that we have to look at in the past, the history of training dogs, that dogs were used for. I said they were tending to livestock. I mentioned how the dogs were actually our companions. Now, in the past, for the longest period of time, dogs were looked at nothing more than just a piece of property, something that somebody could use until they didn't need it anymore and throw it away. The vet care was almost non-existent, and the action of actually having a dog in your home with you was actually considered dirty and still is by some cultures. Now, there are some benefits to having a trained dog. Okay? Look at dogs today. Dogs today are trained in a multitude of tasks. Now, an article by Warm Hearts and Cold Noses by Hannah Wolf stated in November 2012, the American Kennel Club estimates there are 50,000 registered therapy dogs in the United States. This growing number shows that there actually is an important and scientific bond between dogs and their animals. It's going to help you become more healthy, actually owning an animal. Now, if you own that animal, you're going to have it trained. So, for every well-trained dog, there's a human right behind that dog that actually spent the time and energy to make it happen. Now, when we're training dogs, there's two main methods. That's compulsion training and inducive training. And besides those two main methods, we're also going to look at rewarding your dog and what's important to him. Now, Ivan Pavlov, who actually was a Russian scientist, is quoted in the Encyclopedia of Psychology by Bonnie Strickland explaining that Pavlov's groundbreaking work to explain classical conditioning has been important for all dog training. Now, classical conditioning is just simply teaching a dog to do something by you giving it a stimuli. So your house dog, you have a house dog at home. You're simply going to use compulsion or inducive training. Compulsion training is something as simple as if you tell a dog to conduct a learned behavior, something the dog knows how to do, such as sit. If that dog does not sit, compulsion means that you're going to go ahead and you're going to punish that dog. Punishment can either be a stern verbal warning, can be verbal, or can be physical, minor physical on a dog. Now, what you're doing is when the dog chooses not to do a learned behavior after your command, you're going to use compulsion training if you give the dog something uncomfortable that it does not like when it doesn't do it, and also something good, a reward, when the dog does perform the task you wanted it to do. That reward could be something as simple as a ball, a toy, or a piece of food. Inducive training is exactly the opposite of compulsion. Inducive training focuses more on positive reinforcement for your dog, has less negative impact on him, and is simply just withholding the reward from the dog when he does not do good, but when he does good, actually give him a reward. Those two methods being used in conjunction with each other, because not every dog is the same, is important when you look at dog training. Now, looking at what a well-trained dog can do and the factors that we have to look at is not every dog can accomplish every task. You have to look at the age of the dog, the task that you're trying to teach the dog, and the time that you actually have. And let's be honest, not all dogs really want to learn. Some dogs just want to lay around. So take these into consideration when you're conducting your training. Now, remember that training your dog and actually the interaction that you have with them, the social interaction, is going to help lower your stress, is going to help benefit you in the long run. So today, we looked at the history of training dogs, how long they've been around. We looked at the 2 basic methods of training dogs, and we also looked at the importance of having a well-trained dog in your home. I'd like everybody here to go ahead and reflect on that and look at training your dog not only benefits him, but benefits you in the long run. Thank you.
Yay!
All right.
Stop once you get all 6.